Everything keeps asking you to update. Who cares? Let's see. Elsewhere on the train. Hi, folks. Late again. Someone came in and interrupted me again while I was running the session, so I had to delete it, you know? It's unbelievable. And I should write at a different time of the day, because it seems like 12:30 in the afternoon. Apparently it's impossible. Everybody's always got to be dipping around, even though they're asleep for the rest of the day, pretty much everybody, you know? It's ridiculous the hours people in this house have, and yet somehow it always gets me. I don't know. I'll probably be sad when I'm all alone someday. Let's see. Elsewhere on the train. The Black Strike Forces. We're making good progress. Attacking and taking trains. Car is over. They already liberated another 50 hostages in a passenger car, which was taken without much. Which was taken after the sole defender there was killed running down the aisle. Did I say center aisle? I'm pretty sure this train only has 2 rows. I'll check for 3rd row just to be safe. Running down the aisle. Running down the aisle. He was shot in the back and front, where the car was stormed. Stormed from both entrances. The explosives tied to several seats were quickly found and deactivated by engineers to be safe. The defused bombs were quickly tossed right off the train. Right off the train. The 50 passengers were told to stay in their seats, as the train as the car was to be uncoupled soon. The Black Strike men were decoupling train cars as they went, because it was clear that the terrorists were planning on blowing up or derailing the train, killing as many hostages as possible. There were now 50 hostages on the train, and 50 hostages left to secure, and their loss would be disastrous, but not as big a disaster as if the full 300 passengers perished. I say 500 at some point above 400, 500. I don't know. Let's see. Full 300 passengers. This was Black Squad. Another car was secured a minute later. It was found to be home to a dozen hostages stuck in prone, forced away and prone on the floor, or by their 6 guards, all big masked men with AKs. The masked men surrendered when Black Strike troops came in through both entrances at the same time. G3s and M16s raised. Both are scary black long rifles, so remember, put your weapons down. One of the soldiers ordered in jade. Perfect jade. Drop him. Drop him. Another man yelled. In jade and English. Just in case some of these terrorists were foreigners. Like many of the men. Terrorists in Libertyburg had been. It could have been a bloody disaster in that car, but the 6 guards, the 6 terrorists, tossed their weapons, put their hands up. The only bloodiness was when one terrorist was struck in the face and nose by one of his former captives who had been on the floor with his young wife. "You're grabbing my wife, you bastard." The civilian, one of his former captives, a young male civilian, yelled. I wouldn't recommend following this story. I mean, if you're using this to learn how to write English, I don't know, probably not the best bet. I probably make all kinds of mistakes as I'm writing. Just little friendly things. I learn new things about English every day, you know. I'm like an archaeologist uncovering a lost civilization. What you thought you knew yesterday might be undone by what you learned today. That kind of stuff. Like, oh, they didn't have any queens in this civilization. Oh wait, yeah, they had a queen, and she was apparently loved enough that they deified her. You know, stuff like that. Only applied to English, the language. Like, oh, I didn't know this rule was here, or this rule. Oh, I didn't know it was worse. I didn't know you used this here instead of that. The civilian yelled, "Hey. Hey." One of the soldiers grunted. "Careful there." Sorry. The civilian replied and put his hands up, like he was being arrested as well. That train. One of the soldiers stayed. To be safe, one of the Black Strike soldiers. Should I abbreviate it to BS? It might look a little silly. The BS soldiers. Well, the Black Strike soldiers stayed in that car while his comrades went ahead. The car was decoupled from the rest. There were now 7 cars left to secure, besides counting the engine, sorry. Counting the engine. I probably should have done more reading on locomotives before this. Captain D in the presence of the BS Black Strike men didn't deter Cola, Tega, or Emga from remaining in the fight. They were part of an assault on the next train car. Schwartz had taken over command of them from Captain B, who had gone ahead to try and surprise the enemy ahead. God darn it. It's raining out. Well, I guess rain is better than snow until the rain freezes and it turns to ice and the roads become miserable to drive on. Do you folks know what black ice is? Black ice is the ice that you can't see at all. That it's just totally it's like invisible. Black ice. It's pretty bad. I don't know if it kills people. We've lost 3 people around here to the blizzard, by the way. 3 people. 2 of them from shoveling snow, I believe. Can you believe that? You guys can't shovel snow. You gotta be careful when shoveling snow if you're an older person. One of them was 90 years old. He was shoveling snow, died of a heart attack. Another guy was 50 years old, also died of a heart attack. That's a bit younger. And some young girl died also. I'm not sure what the circumstances are. Probably, I don't think it was shoveling snow though. Bad weather is no joke here in Buffalo. Anyway, let's see. Surprise the enemy ahead. The car they found themselves attacking was a passenger type with a big barricade about the center. The terrorists managed to pile luggage like sandbags and were firing through some small slit windows they made. It looked pretty. It looked far from impenetrable, and plenty of bullets, I swear, smashing through the interior, through the luggage, probably making a mess of some person's clothes or mess of look. Probably shredding clothes, singeing books, cracking mirrors, so on. Singeing, is that the right word? Singeing, burning. I'm glad I had learned quite a lot about how bullets worked since the incident started. We used to think things like tables could stop bullets upturned, right? That was unfortunately not the case. She had seen bullets pass through things a lot sturdier than tables, and she had almost been hit a dozen times so far. Been hit a dozen times so far, just in this passenger car. Thinking of getting some McDonald's later, folks. I wonder if they have an all-day breakfast menu now. I wonder if they have that steak sandwich still around. I used to get that. There was a time when I ate McDonald's almost every day, and yeah, that might be why I felt so miserable. Yeah, you can't have McDonald's every day. That's I mean, there's not a rule against it, but you know. Let's see. Okay, let's see. You two can leave if you want. Cola said to Mga and Kega. I wonder if there's a way I can put both these characters in an earlier part. Nah. I kill off pretty much everybody in every story segment, so, you know, it'd be crazy if they survived. There's no reason for them to show up. They'd both be children during the war, so. And they'd be back at their home continent. not in occupied Europe. It's another story if it's like Germany, because Germany, they, Germans took their people all over the place, I think. Including women and children, even to places that were like occupied, like Poland and whatnot, where they had to worry about things like terrorism. Of course, it's not really terrorism when you're fighting Nazi occupation. Though probably legally, but I don't think anyone was ever prosecuted for blowing up a Nazi barracks or derailing a Nazi train. Even the Nazis didn't prosecute them, they just executed them or sent them to death camps. I don't think executing people counts as prosecution. I said to Amga and Tega. For what Tega thought was the 50th time. Tega looked quite annoyed as he was reloading his rifle. An AK that looked like it had a strange red camo, but that was actually dried blood. No way. Listen, Cola, Taya muttered. You got to stop saying stuff like that. Cola muttered. Just because where the hell is that? Did I delete that? Just because the cavalry showed up, I'm not going to abandon the fight. Me neither, Emga muttered. Paul looked to the black strike guys around him. 5 meter off. Let's see. It's in their car. Passing storage car earlier. Note. Cola. What's the civilians? Evac. None of whom were concerned about Tega and Emga. Nobody said anything about them earlier. Did they assume Tega and Emga were also agents like Cola? Cola. Chocolate. I got no sweets in my house, folks. No sweets. I had no sweets this morning for breakfast. I ran out of everything. Even cereal. Well, I still have cereal, but when there's no sweets in the house, I'll eat cereal. It's one of those rules. Like, when there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth. They assumed Tega and Emga were also agents like Cola. Well, Cola could imagine how this would look if Emga and Tega both got shot down. The investigation, after people would rightfully ask why these guys were still in the fight after Black Strike arrived. Why weren't they evacuated with the other civilians? I should change that to investigators. I hope he wouldn't get the blame. He had warned them plenty. He had told them to get out of here. Get out of here. Maybe I can get behind them. Schwartz muttered and looked to one of the Black Strike soldiers. Hey, I'm gonna climb on the roof and then get behind them. Schwartz said, "Go for it." In English. "Go for it," Black Strike soldier replied. Schwartz fired off a final big volley with his AK from his cover before leaving through the car. The entrance on his side of the train. His spot was quickly occupied by two more Black Strike men. Soon after, hideous screams were heard from behind the luggage sandbag wall. They weren't done in by Schwartz. It was only seconds after he left. It seemed likely the train car would be cleared without Schwartz's help. A minute later, there were shooting from behind the wall from farther back. Luggage wall. I used to be really good at making horrific screams, but no longer. I'm not a voice actor after all. The more hideous screams followed by then thuds. Then Schwartz gave the all clear. All clear, hold your fire. Got them all, Schwartz yelled. The Black Strike men held their fire. Schwartz then kicked his way through the luggage wall, clearing a path and exposing the carnage he was responsible for and proud of. 3 dead men, bloody on the floor. 2 died with bullets in their backs. The 3rd managed to spin around in time to catch 10 rounds through the chest. Other men lay dead, killed by bullets through the luggage walls. No dead, no just men who were merely wounded. Earlier. Whoever recalled how earlier Black Strike soldier had yelled out to these terrorists. Last chance to give it up, boys. He had yelled. Surrender at once. The terrorists didn't reply. And now, with anything besides bullets, and now 5 minutes later, it was too late. They were all out of chances. Okay, on that note, folks, let's sign off here. See you later. Have a nice day.